not my fault. You've been lying, saying that I took away your peace. Drowning by yourself, now you wanna blame me. Like you have no options. I ain't take your options. Nah, I'm not the problem. Man, that's on you, yeah. You've been terrorizing me, yeah, I'm always wrong. I knew you lost your mind when you dropped that bomb. Girl, are you crazy? Yeah, you must be crazy. I've been thinking lately it's you. You stole your peace, put it on me, but baby, it's you. Lie like a rat, but take your stuff back, baby, it's you. And I would never hear. You've been flexing everywhere. Girl, look in the mirror. Man, you so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you. You stole your peace, put it on me, but baby, it's you. Lie like a rat, but take your stuff back, baby, it's you. Control the weather, then every day it would rain on your parade. Shine, you can't share it, yeah. If I was Father Time, then I would change the day, so I never saw your face.
Hello. Happy Friday to everyone. I hope you have had an amazing day so far. I am your host, Simo, of What's Really Going On, blog talk radio show and podcast. I am super excited that you have decided to spend your evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is where you are. I am glad that you have decided to spend it with me, hanging out with my special guest, chatting it up. And I always, before I bring my special guest on, I always like to give a shout out to every place around the globe that listens in weekly, that sends messages, that sends me love. I appreciate you guys so much. So I have to give a special shout out to Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Australia, New Zealand, the Philippines, China, India, Pakistan, Japan, Russia, Sweden, Norway, United Kingdom, France, Italy, Algeria, Egypt, Sudan, South Africa, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, and of course, rounding it out, the United States. I so appreciate you guys sending feedback, sending questions, sending love. And I really do appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for doing that. And also, all of you guys that have downloaded my mobile app and you're interactive with it and you're asking questions and things like that, I so appreciate you guys so much. You'll never know how much I appreciate you. All right. So without further ado, I have to go ahead and introduce my very special guest tonight, Mr. Devonta Bess. Also, before I do a quick little bio or intro for Devonta, I have to tell you, if you want to call in, the number is 563-999-3620, and you press the number 1. All the cards are screened, so if your call is blocked, you will still be able to listen in, but you won't be able to join our chat if your call is blocked, if the number is blocked. All right? So let me give you a short bio on Devonta before I bring him on, and then me and him, we're going to chat it up. And like I said, if you want to join the conversation, you just have to press 1. All right? So Devonta was born and raised in Pensacola, Florida. He has always been a determined individual. In 9th grade, when introducing himself to his class and describing his personality, with the first letter of his name, Devonta chose the word different. As he grew older, he realized that he was different because of his drive and determination to succeed and make things happen when in comparison to some of his peers. Devonta is a father to one son whom he teaches the slogan, I am the best, the best. All right, to Devonta, I am the best. All right, and then he's also published one book in 2020 entitled Nothing But the Rent, a book of poems that has nothing to do with rent. So we're going to talk about that too in our interview, and I'm super excited to get on and order it. You guys need to order it too. So without further ado, I want to bring on Devonta Bess. Hello, Devonta, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Thank you. How you doing?
I am well, and I want to thank you again for taking the time out tonight to hang out with me and my listeners. And as I said earlier, the show it reaches a large audience, and so we're all happy to have you just hanging out with us tonight. Thank you.
Thanks.
So we're going to jump right into it. And so I just want you to tell me, and before, I want you to tell me about your journey to this point. But even before that, I just want to say a few more things about Devonta and how I came, because I invited him to come on to the show. And one of the main reasons I invited him is because I noticed that he would always put out very inspirational messages on Facebook and do these great videos, and he just seemed like a very tenacious, hard-working, hard-driving young man. And so I just had to have him on because I wanted to know what's his motivation, what motivates him to motivate others to be their best. So like I said, I'm very happy to have the best here. So without further ado, come on, let's have it. Tell us about your journey to this point.
Oh, man. So well, again, just say thank you. I love to send my gratification. Just thank you for this platform. Just being able to allow me to share my story. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. So again, I just have to tell you thank you before we dive into everything.
You are very welcome.
So a little bit about me and my story. Just the slogan "I am the best" came from because my name is Devonta Bess. So I get the slogan "I am the best," which could be saying as the best. But just a little about me. Like I said, I grew up as a small city kid in Pensacola, Florida. To my relentless mother, it didn't hit me until I graduated that my mom used to go to work before I used to get up before school, and she used to come home after football practice. And so I was like, oh, my God, she is really grinding it out to make a way for us. So, it always sparked and hit me that, like, one day I want to be able to give back to my mom, just because she really gave us a whole lot. So, I grew up without my father, and one thing I always say, me and my good dad are good now. With the journey to get there, it was tough, but we was good. We're good now. But just growing up, I had a lot of pent up anger. Didn't know why. I think it was just like my dad not being around. Used to find myself comparing myself to other people, and just realized, like, man, I used to think, like, man, my life would be different if my dad was around. But then as I got older, I realized that was an excuse. So I've always been like a church kid. Not to say like I used to go to church every single day, but I went to Sunday school. I sung in the choir. I did the children's church. I did the church plays. My grandmother took us to church, and all of us went to church. So I was a church kid. To quote my Bible scriptures, preach sometimes. My dad was about to be a preacher. People used to always say I was going to be a preacher, and I was like, nah, I might be a motivational speaker, but preacher, that's just a little bit too much for me. So as I went to college, college was very different for me because I had to like fend for myself. And I started off, and I just found myself just trying to fit in. The guy I was, I seen that the people around me in that area were very much different from me. As far as like the lifestyle they live. So, I just decided to go along with that because I had to be cool. And that's what the cool kids was doing. So it was like, hey, I got to go ahead and do the same thing. So I really got into the world instead of the word. I got into the world, which turned out not to be the best decision for me. For me, I never was a weed smoker until I turned the age of 23. And it was really like my mom had a stroke. I had very vulnerable, and then this was offered, and I was like, yeah, and then started drinking, and I said, drink, and had my share of hurting a lot of women's feelings. I'll just say that, hurting a lot of women's feelings. But they say hurt people. So as I'm going through life, not being the best that I can be, it just finally clicked with me. Like I was dealing with an addiction that was tearing my life down, watching those pornographic images, and it just really just destroyed me. And I knew that my life was being destroyed, like, because I did my research, and I was like, everything that I'm researching is happening to me. I'm not confident. I'm self-conscious. I'm angry. I'm isolating myself, and all this type of stuff. And I'm just shutting myself off from the world. So I got invited to an event, an Herbalife event, and it really changed my life. It was at that moment where I was like, I have a voice. I will no longer just live in the world anymore. It's time for me to make a change, and I'm about to just make a change to change my life. And it was really that clicked in me. And as I was seeing my counselor, I used to point the finger at a lot of people. And then she told me, like, you have a choice. Like, nobody can make you mad. You choose to be mad. Nobody can make you sad. You choose to be sad. Nobody can make you happy. It's your choice to be happy. So I realized that everything in life was a choice for me. So I really just dove deep down into personal development and say, you know what, I'm going to tell my story. And I used to always pray and say, Lord, what is it that you need me to do so that I can receive more? And he woke me up at 2:33 one morning and said, you need to tell your story. So I got up, recorded me sharing my story, raw and uncut, put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, went back to sleep, woke up. People were like, thank you. And I'm like, okay. After I did that, Lord, what is it you need me to do to level up in life? So you need to fix the relationship with your dad. So I dove into that, and that literally was my prayer. Like, I need to become the best person that I can be